Jai Hind everyone and welcome back to your physics classes. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, wind, storms and cyclones. So we know that wind is nothing but moving air, or we can say moving air is called wind. But the thing is, why does this movement of air occurs? What makes air to move? Now there are two things behind this, that why the air is moving. The very first thing is the rotation of the earth on its axis. You know, atmosphere is attached to the earth because of its gravitational force. So atmosphere is surrounding the whole earth like a cover. Now when the earth is moving on its axis, it is rotating on its axis, the atmosphere also starts rotating along with the earth. So this movement of the atmosphere results in the movement of air. And this is one reason why winds are produced. So this is one reason through which the wind can be experienced, the moving air can be experienced. But there are other factors also, and one of the other factor is that there is difference in the atmospheric pressure in different areas, in different regions of the earth. Now before that, we should know, before moving forward, we should know what is this atmospheric pressure means. So in this video we are going to study about different things. The first thing is that how that air exerts pressure. The second thing is that air always moves from high pressure to low pressure. Next, air is when it gets warmed up, it becomes lighter and rises up. And the last one, that high speed winds always create or always associated with the low pressure area. So we are going to cover these all things in this video. Okay, so starting with, in this experiment we take a tin, fill it with some water and then heat it such that all the water gets vaporized, and then we take it out from the flame and put the cap firmly. Then we place it under the running water. Once the water starts flowing on it, the tin gets crushed. This is so because when the tin was heated, there was water vapor present in it which was balancing the air pressure outside it. But as the water vapor gets converted into water, the pressure inside the tin can decreases and the outer air pressure tries to move in. But since there is no space to move in, so it crushes the tin. This shows that air pressure is present. With this activity, you must be clear that air is exerting pressure all over on every object. Even if I am sitting here, the air around me is exerting pressure on me. But then the question arises, if the tin can crush, why don't our body get crushed due to air pressure? Okay, so we know that air is providing pressure from all the sides on my body, but still we have so many of fluids inside our body which also exerts equal force and equal pressure outward. So this balances the pressure which is around our body. This makes us or help us to sustain in this pressure. We have huge amount of air pressure over us, but we also have a huge amount of fluid pressure which is inside our body and which is encountering the air pressure which is outside. You must have experienced or you must have seen the people who climb on mountains or they go to higher altitude. They have a problem of bleeding nose. What actually happens is the nose is having very fine blood capillaries, and since the fluid pressure inside our body is equivalent to the pressure which is on the crust where we are living, but as we go higher in altitude, the pressure outside, the air pressure decreases because the air becomes less denser, so air pressure decreases as we go up. But since the fluid pressure remains the same, so when the person is moving up in the higher altitude, the blood or the fluid which is inside our body tries to move out, because always the flow is from high pressure to low pressure. So fluid pressure inside our body is very high and tries to move out. it doesn't get any ways. So what happens, since the fine capillaries of blood are there in our nose and they can be ruptured easily, so those capillaries break down and the blood from the nose starts coming out. This is one reason, because of due to the difference in the air pressure. Similarly, many of you can experience that uncomfortableness in your plane, traveling through plane, because there is a difference in the air pressure, though the air of the plane maintains some amount of air pressure inside the plane, but then also whenever there is difference in the air pressure, you can feel pain in your ears, or is kind of uncomfort, you become uncomfortable with it. So these all are due to difference in the air pressure. Now moving to the next topic, that warm air is lighter and it always rises up. In this activity, we take two similar type of paper bags, invert them and then tie them with a balance with help of a thread. Now after this, we place a flame under one of the paper bag, and after some time we can observe that the balance is tilted. The bag which was above the flame is rising up. This is so because the air above the flame is heated up, it's warm and it rises up, making the bag move up. With this activity, you must be clear that warm air always rises up. You can see in a very practical example is the hot air coming out of chimneys. They never come down, they always go up because they are lighter, so they always go up. Similarly, the air balloons, they always rise up because the air which is present inside them is heated up and it is lighter, so it makes the balloon move up. So these all were the practical applications, that warm air is lighter and it moves up. Now moving ahead with the next topic is that air always moves from high pressure to low pressure. And to show this, let me do an activity. I have taken this strip, okay. Now I'll just keep it in within my two fingers and I hold it here near my mouth. If I am blowing air over here, you can see that when I was just holding it, it was lying down, and when I started blowing air over it, it started fluttering up, it started moving up. This is because when I was blowing air here, it created a low pressure over this area, and the air below this paper was of high air pressure. So this air tried to move up, making the paper move up. So this shows that air always moves from high pressure to low pressure. You can have similar example of a balloon filled with air, and then if you leave it, the balloon will start moving here and there. That is again because the air which is filled inside the balloon is at a higher pressure and it tries to move outside through the hole of the balloon, and once it starts coming out, the balloon starts moving here and there. So this shows that air always moves from high pressure to low pressure. Now coming to the next topic, the next one is that high speed winds are always associated with low pressure area. Here we take two similar balloons, fill them with small amount of water, blow them and then tie them with a distance of 10 cm between them. Once tied, we start blowing air between the two balloons, and we can observe that the two balloons will move towards each other. This is so because the air pressure between them is reduced, whereas the air pressure on the either side pushes them together. With this activity, I hope you are clear that high speed winds are always associated with low pressure area. During rainy seasons, you must have experienced this. A lot of winds, a lot of moving air is there, a circulated air are there, and a cloudy sky is there. This kind of place is always associated with low pressure area. Whereas if it is high pressure area, it will be clear sky, a sunny day, and you will be a comfortable day will be there. Okay, so this actually shows that wherever there is high speed wind, there will be a low pressure area created. This concept is very important for the study of storms, thunderstorms and cyclone, okay, which we will cover in the next video. Till then, take care and stay at home. Thank you.